I'm sitting here on my laptop, and I've ran into this movie about Venom. It's about this parasite that gets inside this man's mouth, and when it does, it like takes over his body and his mind, is what happens. Look at this. Look at this caption, "Let there be carnage." It's like, oh my gosh, you all. So I'm not going to show myself in here at all. I'm just going to show my laptop. You got this ant that got invaded by this fungus right here. You see this fungus? What happened? Yeah, hello everyone. So let me try to get over to where this stuff began right here. It's talking about this movie, the thriller. Look at this alien. I know that's ugly. It's terrible looking, you all, this species. Hello. Yes, you are the first, Ken. So look at this. This movie, The Venom, I never watched it, and I don't think I want to watch it. Spider-Man franchise. It plays on our deepest human fears to lose self-control because the person becomes infected with a parasite, and it's transformed into Venom, an alien-human hybrid. It says, can a parasite truly control our minds and actions? I think it can. I really think it can, you all. Hello. I think it can. Look, in order to think about this scenario, we can look into the biology of parasites. See, they've already studied it. Where they got a symbiotic relationship where two organisms are living together in an intimate association. No, this close relationship between two species can be mutually beneficial. Not in this case. You know, of course it can be with the bees and the flowers, but you all, something else is going on. Look, parasites tip the scales in favor of their own favor, and they take advantage of their host. Look, this is really true, you all. In these types of movies, it involves the stealing of nutrients and resources. Look, the aliens from Ridley Scott's movie, they use humans as incubators for the next generation of their species. And you know, a lot of people have, when they gave their account of being attacked by aliens, you know, abducted by aliens, and they use them. Let me flip this around. See, you can barely see me. They use humans. Let me see if I can get some light on me. They use the humans as breeders. They use them as breeders is what happens. Humans are used as breeders by these aliens to truly do produce the next generation of their species, you all. So this is what's going on. It is true. You know, they need a host. They need a host. I'm gonna flip this back around. I like to, you all, this ain't very good whatever of me, but that's all right, you all. Look, the Alien movie. It would be terrifying, it says, and disturbing. What if the parasite not only lives inside your body, but also takes away your autonomy? Oh, and the ability to control your behavior. Why do they even have to write about that? Zombie ants. Look, Venom is the product of a symbiotic association of an alien, the black goo. Why are they talking about the black goo? And Brock is the host. The alien is the parasite and the source of the venom's violent behavior. Look, nature contains fascinating examples of parasites that can control the host's behavior and the physiology, and scientific studies indicate how this might play out. Look at this. The parasite will modify the host's behavior and appearance, and look at that, you all. The carpenter ants normally live in a tree canopy in the rainforest, and when they leave the canopy to scavenge, they encounter a fungus and they become infected by the fungal spores. The fungus uses the ant as an energy source, damaging its muscle and the central nervous system. And as the infection progresses, the ant develops seizures and bizarre, erratic zombie walk. Ultimately, that's kind of creepy. The ant will climb a tree, sapling, and at solar noon, clamp its mandibles onto a leaf, locking it into place until the death. You all, that's pretty dramatic. That's pretty dramatic. So this ant, it's that parasite, that fungus took over it, and it took control of the ant. Look at this. Look at these spikes on this fungus. Look at the spikes. You see the spikes on it? Why they had to choose that spikes on this fungus? It literally, look at it did to the ant, you all. It did that to the ant. Yes, come on. So the dead carpenter ant on the underside of a leaf after being infected by the parasitic fungus. The fungal fruiting body with the spores emerges from the ant's head. Look, its survival and growth is now ensured, and it grows a fruit body stalk on its spores and out of the ant's head, and it releases spores infecting other ants, and the cycle continues. Not only does the fungus alter the behavior of the ant by manipulating its neurobiology, but it also changes the physiology of the ant to lock it in place even after it dies. Look at this. See, in real life, this was written by a computer because they didn't even spell the word real right. That's like a reel, like a fishing reel. Look at that. In this movie, The Venom, as a first step, the alien needs to invade or interface with the human host. So the alien crawls into the person's mouth, and it gets control over their movements and their mind. Look at that. The parasite exerts a host behavior. How does it do it? One hypothesis is that the parasite, get this, the hypothesis is that the parasite makes proteins that interact with the biological pathways responsible for motion and behavior in the host. And in effect, the alien will hijack the human for its own use. Yes, you all. It hijacked on that movie, The Venom. The alien hijacked the human. That's kind of creepy. Look at this. A recent study looked at which genes the fungus was expressing, that is, which proteins were being produced, and during the ant's death bite, the fungus likely used toxins to target the ant's immune system, and it interfered with its ability to detect the environmental cues. It may even drug its victim. So in the movie Venom, the alien must produce molecules that reprogram Eddie's biochemistry to give it control of his body and mind without killing him outright. Look, it's tricky business, and it's made trickster since it's unlikely that an alien parasite co-evolved with humans for any length of time like the fungus and the ants. Then they're talking about a human hike. From a biological standpoint, the alien parasite almost certainly lacks the genetic tools to hack Brock or any other human, and to any appreciable instinct, but given enough time for adaptation to occur or some technological help, perhaps such a parasite might find a way around these challenges. And one of the defining characteristics of life is its ability to reproduce. Can the alien parasite in Venom replicate and infect other hosts when Brock is no longer useful for its survival? Fortunately for us, based on the current knowledge or biology, an alien parasite would kill us outright upon infection and be biologically incompatible with our neurological and physiological systems than to exert any sort of mind control. Look, it says humanity can rest easy, and so can our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Why do they want to say? Why do they want to say our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? You know, why you want to talk about these ants that got taken over by a fungus is what happened. And then they're talking about Venom, the movie Venom. You see this ant has got taken over right there. And this thing grew on it. This so big old thing of fungus spores grew on it, you all. It's kind of gross. But it killed it. It killed the ant. And it infected all the other ants is what happened. Yeah, if you want to watch that movie, you can watch it. It's called Venom. I'm not going to watch it because I'm sure it's going to be very gross and kind of scary. I don't want to watch it. If you can handle that kind of stuff, you do it. But this movie, guess when this movie was made? They wrote this article back in 2018 is when they wrote this article in 2018, you all. That's what I saw. It's like an article written in 2018. October the 2nd. Look. A blueprint for aliens looking to hack a human host. October the 2nd of 2018. Look at that. Look, you can even listen to the article right now. If you wanted to listen to the article, it's kind of gross. Well, you won't be listening to it because I muted my stuff to where you can't hear it. That's okay. Gino, I don't know how to.
The latest thriller in Marvel.
No, you don't want to hear that. It's kind of gross, you all. Yeah, I could only watch one of those alien movies, and that was it with that Sigourney Weaver. The rest of it, you know, she was used as an incubator. The aliens used her as an incubator to give birth, okay? And that's what happened. She gave birth to the aliens, is what's happened. And, you know, people get abducted by the aliens, and they've been told they're breeders, okay? And people, they've taken women's ovums, or whatever you want to call it. And they take your sperm, and they take your eggs, and they make their own species. So this Venom, well, this started off as a parasite that crawled into this person's mouth. But they said, what if, I read something else, what if these parasites, these aliens, what if they got to have a warm body to grow in? What if these aliens, like this right here, well, you knew this right here, if this came out of Sigourney Weaver, it started in her stomach and it grew and grew and grew until she gave birth. It grew in her body, and then boom, it just came right out like that, you all. It came right out. If that's the alien that she had, I don't remember if she had that alien or if it was another alien, but they used her as a breeder, and she gave birth. It didn't stay small in her belly, okay, when she had it. It grew big, is what happened. And I don't even know how it even got in her. I don't. How the alien got in her belly. Do you all know? Well, yes, looking up in the sky would be a lot, it would be a lot better than looking at something like this, an alien, that you'd have to give birth to an alien, or an alien getting in your body. And growing big and big, and then it takes over. See that movie, The Venom? Look what it turned into. I think it turned into that. I think it did. It turned into some kind of creature, and I guess he was like, I don't know. I don't want to watch it. It's looking like he's got a half of a head, and the other half is like an animal thing or something, you all. Yeah, you can look at it, but it looks kind of creepy, but I don't like this. Look at that. Let there be carnage. That's no, why you want to say that? That's not nice to say at all. It isn't really. Look at this, you all. King Ohucho Mundo. Yes, look at that. It looks like a dinosaur, reptilian mouth or something. With, I read something today that scientists said that there were 7 alien species that were around the time of humans. When humans first came on the scene, there were 7 other alien species alongside of them, and they don't know what they looked like. That's what I heard. There were 7 other alien species, and I thought, why'd you say 7? Is 7 in the book of Enoch? Is it 7 in the book of Enoch? Something, you all, but I wanted to share that with you about these ants right here. They got taken over by a parasite, and it literally was disgusting. Yeah. So I am gonna go. Yeah, Predator. That's right. Oh, I don't like Prometheus, you all. Yeah, I'm gonna go, you all, but thanks for coming on here. I wasn't going to come on here, but then I read about this right here, and that predator, that scary looking alien, and I read about the zombie ants. They're talking about the zombie, and the parasite was the source of the venom's violent behavior. I guess the animal's name was Venom. Was that the name of the creature? Venom? Yeah, that parasite did it. So yeah, you don't want to be a zombie, and you don't want to have zombie ants. That's right. We got to watch out for those parasites. Hello there, Apple Brooks. Yeah, you are. So I am going to go. I'm really trying not to share, but you know, this fungus that got on it, it did something. Yeah, they got a human hack. We don't want to look at these ships, you all. You don't want to look at ships. We're talking about these carpenter ants and the zombie ants and the aliens, the parasite. They need your body, and this parasite will take away your autonomy and your ability to control your behaviors. So that's what this movie was about. They're not fascinating, but they are revolting. So I am going to go. Thank you all for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. You're so very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, you don't want to turn into an alien. You don't, and don't want to watch this movie because it's kind of creepy. It really is. Have a wonderful rest of your day. So with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you, and thank you once again.